Satsang ji, Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. Our special update show ਹੈਗੀ ਆ on the Smart Centre. Satsang ji, ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਸਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, just a few months ago, you collected so much paisa for the Smart Centre, and I can tell you now, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਵੀ update ਦਿਖਾਈ ਸੀਗੀ, ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਐਰ ਕੀ 2 February ਐਸ ਸਨਿਚਰਵਾਰ 4 ਵਜੇ, ਪੌਣੇ 4 ਵਜੇ ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਹੋਣਾ ਵਾ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਨੀਅਰਲੀ ਰੈਡੀ ਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਖਰੀ ਹੁਣ ਚੱਚਾ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਰੂਮ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਇਹ ਮੇਨ ਰਿਸੈਪਸ਼ਨ ਰੂਮ ਹੋਣਾ ਵਾ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਦਾ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ, ਮੀਟਿੰਗਾਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਟੀਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੀਪਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮੁੱਖ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਯੂਥ UK ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਫਤਿਹ। Deepe, smashing it so far. The Smart Centre is coming along. We're nearly there now, and this Saturday is going to be the grand opening. Are you looking forward to this?
Yeah, no, definitely. First of all, thank you to the Sangha for supporting and putting that much effort and investment into the centre, which is going to help the Sikh community. But yeah, we're nearly there. We're up against the clock, so they're painting now. And tomorrow it's a clear out, and then on Friday the carpets get put in, ready for the Sukhmani Sahib on Saturday. So it should be great. We've got quite a few of our local team. All the directors from Smart Team will be here, and it's going to be a really good grand opening.
But this Smart Centre is going to be opening on Saturday, and when does it open to the public?
Well, obviously there's a process still going on. Well, straight after the Sukhmani Sahib, we want Maharaj's blessings first. After that, we can put the furniture, equipment, staff, and everything can start going from there. But as you can see, the building work's nearly done. We're nearly there, and you know, within few months, we've created this upstairs and downstairs. It's done fantastic, to be fair. All the people who've been working hard to make sure that we, you know, we've been hitting our targets and reach our goals on each stage.
What we'll do for the Sangathan, just show the Sangathan, the Smart Centre itself, where we are so far, and also what's going to be happening in those rooms also. For example, this is your main reception area. So this is where the Sangathan are going to come in, tell you guys about the issues, get it registered, and then obviously for the investigating team to investigate accordingly.
Definitely. So this will be a main reception area. There'll be admin staff here and reception area, secretary and whatnot, where they'll be sitting here. So this will be your first room, which you would see if you ever enter the Smart Centre and you need to come here. So this will be the main ground floor reception, and then we'll come through here. Obviously there's a toilet on your left hand side. We'll come through.
Satsang ji, we're just getting up the stairs now. This is where the majority of the work is going to happen for the Smart Centre team. This is where the things will go down, basically. This is where the investigations take place. You're going to be researching on obviously all these issues that have been impacting the Sikh community for over 50 years now, and I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, no, definitely. So as you come up the stairs, you can see there's still paintwork going on, so final touches going in. This space here will be the intelligence office, intelligence suite basically, where there'll be benches and workstations for people to be working at their stations in each of their areas. And then over here on our left-hand side will be an admin office, first admin office, which there'll be filing cabinets and whatnot, and a lot of work will be put here and stored and whatnot. So you can also have one-to-one meetings in here and whatnot. So there'll be this will be one of the admin offices, basically.
Soni Gala Sasangaji, from the reception area, if there is things that need to be discussed in private, they have private settings in the actual premises itself.
And obviously we've got the kitchen facilities on your left-hand side, and then on your right we're going to have a main meeting boardroom where we'll have a projector screen at the bottom, and we can have a boardroom table and a conference room where a lot of meetings and whatnot and presentations will be taking place, where we need to do, or if we need to do any intel work and show some of our other members what's going on, and if we're going to any catches or whatnot, you know, we'll be presenting it before we go, and you know, any risks or whatnot we'll be putting up on here. So this will be like a conference room, meetings where councils and any other agencies that are working with the Smart Team can come and sit and discuss things with us.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Deepak Paji. What we'll do now, Sar Singh ji, ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਵਿਸਤਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ about the Smart Centre, the upcoming projects, the work that they've done so far, and how this particular centre and others like it across the UK, Maharaj di Kripa de naal, will be supporting the Sikh community. ਸਾਡੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹ ਸਹਾਇਤਾ ਕਰੂਗੇ? Because at the end of the day, ਇਹ intelligence gathering ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ liaison ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਾ between the ਸੰਗਤ and the authorities, giving the right guidance so the right process is followed to make sure that the case that we have ਉਹਨੂੰ register ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਫਲ ਮਿਲੇ। Because ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਆਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੂੰ, ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੇਸ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਲੱਭਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ, ਇਹ ਢਾਹ ਵੀ ਲਾ ਸਕੀਏ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਵਾ। Deepu, anything else you'd like to add to that?
No, just want to thank the Sangata. We're nearly there, the Sukhmani Sahibs this Saturday, so we want to thank everyone who has supported, and we've got nearly this far in a short space of time, which is fantastic. And again, Sikh Channel for keep covering the Smart Centre. We need more updates out there, so the Sangata can see how much progression has made in a short space of time. A lot's been going on. Smart team haven't been quiet. They've been doing the race report, which was fantastic. It had national media coverage, and also have just started literally today a petition to get these the religiously and racially aggravated sexual exploitation of young females convicted, and we want a public inquiry with it. So there's a petition online now as well, so we'll put the link up on the screen.
Excellent. So what we'll do now, Sar Singh ji, we'll go and talk about this in more detail and what we can do, what the Smart Centre will be offering and what the Smart Centre will be doing for the Sangata. ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਲਾਈਵ। Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We're back. The Sikh Youth Show is back on TV. It's back on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. And with your resident host, Deepa Singh, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Fateh Singh, welcome back. You've seen the Smart Centre, absolutely fantastic. It's taken a long time to get to that stage, but things are happening. And this Saturday is going to be the launch. Maharaj, and you're getting Maharaj to come and do darshan of the Smart Centre, and then you'll start your projects already. Just tell the Sangata some of the things that you guys have been up to prior to the Smart Centre being set up, and now the latest addition to one of your projects, the petition, and what's all that petition about?
Okay, so first of all, we've been behind the scenes. We've done, as from the Smart team, we set up some directors first. So we've got 8 professionals from different career perspectives, say from accountants, tax consultants to lawyers, and they're all going to be the directors of the Smart. So they're from a range of careers. They will put their different inputs into the team and the project. From the directors, there's a charity being set up, which is obviously needed. Then with that, we've launched a race report. So the race report was launched in November, and that was hit all national media. It hit all the mainstream media. MPs were quoting it. Loads of different people, academics, have written reviews on it. It has had a massive, one of the biggest responses. If you just now, I could tell the Sangata, you can go on Google now, type in Sikh girls groomed, and the first things that are going to come up is those articles. So that's, just to show how bad it's got. It highlighted the 5 decades of issues that our community have been talking about to the mainstream media. So it's not just talking about white girls being targeted. They actually listened to the concerns, and they've heard that the Sikh girls have been were groomed, and historically, just like the Rotherham cases and the Rochdale cases. So a lot of effort went into that behind the scenes. We've done press reports. I'm sure we'll be uploading and updating the Sangata with the reports and the reviews. That's just some of the stuff that's been going on. Obviously, from the fundraising perspective to what we did with Sikh Channel on the stings and the fundraiser that went national in September, I believe. What we've done is, first of all, we've just rented the premises. We said this is a 2-year project, so we've rented the premises for 2 years, and all the work's been done. It is just, we're on the last 48 hours before our Sukhmani Sahib part, which is this Saturday. So 48 hours, we're against the clock here. They're finishing off the painting, they're clearing it out. and there's just a couple of little things to put up, the radiators and the carpets, and that's all going to be, if everything goes to time, that should be done by Friday morning.
Excellent. That sounds fantastic. And can you Sony Gala Sasangaji, we're obviously getting to that stage now where the 2-year project will start on the day the tenancy starts. So don't think that and that means that money's nothing's been happening. Lots been happening behind the scenes. One of the things that we need to touch upon, and it is important because everybody talks about grooming today, is talked about vitally. Even politicians talk about it a bit more freely than they used to 15, 20 years ago. But what we're still missing is the actual issue here, that at the moment, even now, the politicians are saying white girls that are being groomed by Asian gangs. And what this race report does is a 96-page document that highlights the abuse, the systematic religious cultural abuse that took upon Sikh girls from 1961. Now, it goes back, it outlines those cases, it shows the demographics, it shows what the cases, where they're from, the backgrounds, what happened, and most importantly, how the police and the authorities dealt with it. This is what it comes down to. This is the crux of the problem. Had the authorities picked up on this in the 1960s, 1970s, they would have been well equipped and prepared for what was about to take place on a national scale in the early 2000s. Had they done that?
Definitely. This isn't the only report. Obviously, with Sikh females, there was one report done by Jill Jensen in 1990s, and she put the same sort of effort in, and they thought that they could sort of swindle her, and basically that her articles and the stats and facts that she had she was asked to remove them, and that report was put down to the ground and brushed under the carpet as well. And she mentioned about taxi drivers then. She said all the stats and the facts, and obviously that was based in Birmingham primarily, so Birmingham Council were to be accounted for then. But this RAISE report isn't just for Birmingham. This shows a national problem to Sikh females. So it's put a bit more effort and depth into it, which is fantastic. And obviously it's just an initial study. This is just some of the stuff that the SMART team will be doing. And it just shows how professional we can be. You know, you came to the press conference that we did at G&G Smedic in the lecture theatre, and there was so much different media there, and all the Sangat come, elder to young to females. So everyone was catered for, and there was a mix on the panel, and it covered a lot, and it shows that this kind of work needs day-to-day efforts.
This is exactly what the SMART team will be doing, Hannah.
Yeah, definitely.
This is what the Sangata entrusted the Sevadars with. They entrusted the project, the SMART team, with Maharaja Kirpa. They give the blessings financially, they're given the support. So now it's about where we can all collectively work to show what the SMART team can produce long-term. In short term, the RAISE report, I've had a chance to see it, and it's, like I said before, it is definitely a piece of document that everyone should be having downloaded. Every Gurdwara, every Sikh organisation should go through that, read it. They should know exactly, every historian, every intellectual, every Sikh academic should have that in their library. That's a fact.
Definitely, there's so much effort that's gone into that, and not that just alone. If you look at some of the work that the team and effort have put into that, in there it shows up to 1971, but because once we released it, we carried on doing more research. It went back to, we found cases in 68 and 61 as well.
But this is like you said, Baji, this initial stage. So I think this is the initial report, and they're going to be doing more work on that to show more in-depth studies to find out exactly what's happening. Because the sad thing is, it seems, a systematic targeting of young Sikh girls. Now, this is being shown and has been demonstrated, and most importantly, evidenced. It's been evidenced in the RAISE report. They've got over 50 cases in that one report on its own. And the in-depth of work that's taking place now, this is why they need full-time professionals working on this, so they can produce documents that the intellectual society, the authorities, they can look at and then say and then comment. And what sort of response did you have from the politicians or the authorities? What did they say?
So there was I think 5, 6 major MPs, mainstream MPs, have commented on there. They've read it themselves and they support the work of it. So that's great. It's good to have their kind of backing and support from behind. But obviously, Smart Team is independent and they will stay independent. They will work with everyone. But obviously they're independent to the Sangha, didn't they? Because the Sangha is the one who invested in them. It's not nobody else. They're not affiliated to governments. They're not affiliated to the police authorities or the education departments. Although they will work with them, what they will be showing is how the Sikh community have been facing this for 5-6 decades in the UK alone. And look, if it's 2019 now and we found a case in 1961, in a couple of years, that's 60 years, Cam. That's how serious it is gone back. So it is, it's a historical issue, just like Rotherham, Rochdale's and all were. You know, some of the work in the study, you can see that it shows, it says there was forced conversions at, say, colleges in Coventry where 10 men from Birmingham had gone down to forcefully convert Sikh female. At that stage, I think there wasn't a word for grooming. And I think it was in early 2005 when Jack Straw first sort of said street grooming when there was a Lancashire case. So the word, there wasn't exact words. So, you know, all of this is highlighted in the initial study.
But this is what I'm trying to show to the Sangha. This is what is so important, that we realise that regardless of what group might be doing the work, like them or not, the reality of the situation is they're talking about an issue that affects our community for the past 6 decades. How can nobody want to support that and look into that or strengthen it even further? So one of the questions I want to ask you now, live right now, is what response have you got from the Sikh organisations? Because I want to know the Sikh organisations that represent us out in the mainstream, what response have you got from them from this detailed study?
Okay, so there's been a lot of people sharing it, a lot of work was supported. Although it's not their field, you know, there was a lot of support of that, so which was fantastic to see. You know, Godwara supported it. You know, just not on the report, but if you look at the way we did the catches on the TV, the whole Sangha backed it. So it's not about nobody supporting it. Everyone knows it's an issue and everyone knows how to handle it. If you want to bury your heads in the sand, them sort of people won't really come to the forefront. They'll throw stones from side. It's no point even discussing though. Everyone knows it's an issue, but they know there's only certain few people who will be tackling it and who will be vocal on it, and that's what we're trying to do. But we need to do it in a professional capacity. That's the whole point of SMART.
This first centre is going to be opening South Sangaji on the 2nd of February in Birmingham. The first centre will be open. The Sukhmani Sahib, the part's going to be happening. We've only got literally 5 minutes left on the show, but I want to talk about the petition also. But it's happening on Saturday, the Sukhmani Sahib, and obviously we'll be showing that on the Sikh channel, obviously doing interviews and what have you. But then the SMART team can then focus on getting set up, getting the staff in, getting everything recorded, getting the intelligence set up, and all of these things can be done. And then with that, it will strengthen our community, because it is important to document. And I think this is one of the things that we didn't do well in the early decades. So therefore, now coming forward, we have to get professional with this. We have to hit this nail on the head and deal with it regardless, because at the end of the day, there is a apni kudi that is being groomed on a daily basis. This is not ek mahine sunya siga uto baad koi sara quiet ho gaya. This is happening daily, and there are cases day after day that, you know, these guys will be able to tell you that, look, this is getting out of hand. It needs to be dealt professionally. This is why the SMART Centre is finally set up. It's going to be starting from Saturday, and then they're going to get the team, the staff, the intelligence suites set up all the way. It will take a bit of time, but once you're functioning properly, there will be some great work that you'll be able to do. If you can do work like this without the actual centre, now you've got a physical point with a team, a strong team. There will be so much to be able to do. But one of the things I want to touch upon, the RAISE report, we will come back to in the coming weeks, and we'll do a more detailed study on it. But the thing that you started today is a petition. What petition is it? Where can people get the details? And why have you started it?
Okay, so a petition is we're trying to get as much support for an independent inquiry into the religiously and racially aggravated sexual exploitation of young females. Sikh females, we can speak from a Sikh perspective because of the Sikh community. We have had countless cases. We've read, I've sat with countless cases I've worked on. Countless, honestly, it's out the roof. And some of the messages that we're seeing on their phones about, which shows that sort of hate towards somebody's stardom, or is directing the conversation in that way. You can see some of the comments are being racially motivated there. You know how they're saying certain words like "you dirty sickening," things like that, or "your dad's a raghead," and things like that. So those sort of comments are put on there. These are racially motivated. It puts that racial element into it. A year or so back, there was a video released on an indecent porn site which said had an indecent act of a Sikh and a non-Sikh male, Sikh female and a non-Sikh male. And we're mature as a community, we can see what's genuine and what's not. Why would somebody then go up to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's photo and then come back to the indecent act, then upload it onto an indecent site? That's, to us, is religiously motivated. Yeah, there's a motive to that. If you saw the comments on that feed, that showed that this is the importance of the petition, to show that there is racial and religious aggravated sexual exploitation. There is facts on there, there's stats on that. You know, there's hard evidence that we've got and have gathered. We need a petition so we can get as much support, because we want an independent inquiry into this by the government, not to neglect the Sikh community.
Okay, so if you think, where first of all, where can the Sangat support this? Sangat kidna support kar sakdi hain? Because obviously everyone should be signing this.
Yeah.
If you're asking for an independent inquiry, how many signatures do you need, and how can the Sangat support?
So we've asked for 100,000, but if we get more, there's more the merrier, basically. But as much support as possible we need, and what we want is to people to open their eyes to reality, to see what's going on. I'll give you a few. You can go on the Sikh Youth UK Facebook, Instagram. It's in our bios, it's in our top of our pages. You can see the link, it's there. Hopefully if Sikh Channel Now on the show could put the link up, would be fantastic. You know, that's where you can find the link. Download it, like it, share it, comment on there, and please make sure that you push that out as far as possible. It's very important that we do. You know, touching on a few things, you know, like we're talking about the petition. A lot of the reason why we push the petition is because of the countless cases that are coming in. And some of the cases that were coming in, the whole world's talking about the Brexit now, and everyone's looking at UK. Within Brexit, there's people come here from Europe, yeah? There's European young females, people have come from Europe, their parents are working day and night, and their young daughters are being targeted at schools and colleges. I can account for West Midlands, East Midlands, and down south so far, where I've seen these cases, and one in Yorkshire we've got. So, you know, these European cases, while everyone's talking about Brexit, they're not even watching what's going on in their own houses, and some of these young girls from Holland, Italy, Spain, and Portugal are being targeted.
This is happening right now, and this is why the show needs to be back on. This is why you need to be highlighting these work. The Sangataan need to know, and I also urge that you do have Punjabi speakers on there also for the Punjabi community.
Yeah, definitely.
Because ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ, ਇਟਲੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ, ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ obviously their mum and dad are working hard, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਘਰੇ ਆ, ਉਹ target ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ, and most of the cases that you're getting at the moment are from that background.
Yeah, no, definitely. We have to focus on the migrant community that have come in.
Yeah.
Very important.
So what will happen though, just touching, going back to the petition, Jay, if you get the 100,000 signatures that you require, what will that trigger, and what will happen as a result?
But it shows that there's a whole community that are frustrated and that need this issue erased, or not erased, addressed. And if the officials and the governments ain't doing it, if we're doing everything by peaceful means, there's no reactions here, there's no vigilante acts here. This is reports and petitions with facts behind it and a whole community backing it. You know, what more evidence could you need?
Tiga. But what will happen once that independent inquiry, what will the independent inquiry show, or what is it that you hope it shows and highlights?
But just from us, from the SMART team and the Sikh Youth UK team, to do the initial study, and we've got a 96-page in-depth initial study. With an independent inquiry, it will show how serious this issue was and how the Sikh community were failed and let down by the authorities here in the UK.
Okay, if the report shows what you've already found with the initial study, what do you think will change? What will happen to the community? Do you reckon the community will wake up? Will it finally basically see that this is a serious problem that's been going on for 6 decades, and it needs to see it and call a spade a spade? Would you reckon that can happen?
Definitely, that's one. Also, it gives a voice for the silent victims out there, or survivors who have come forward. But, you know, to those who are sitting out there and they've been through this, they know exactly what's happened. So we are being their voices, and we are pushing it out there to get some sort of kind of justice for them.
Okay, so if the Sangat Satsang to dekh rahe hain, the link should be on the bottom of the screen. We urge everybody, all Sikh organisations, especially, come on guys, it's up to us to try to get the petitions out there, get them out to the masses. Let's get much signatures as we possibly can. Get this independent inquiry to highlight and show 6 decades. This has been going on for 6 decades, and you think of how many kuriyan in that time frame or munde that have been groomed, sexually abused in that time frame, and that is still happening today. They have mastered the techniques. The groomers have mastered the techniques. They deployed it onto the white community in mass after the Iraq war, and you know exactly what the situation there is. Then all of a sudden, Jack Straw picks up on it, thinking, "Hold up, they're doing thousands of white girls now.
Yeah.
We need to address this." When it was happening to our kuriyan, although can they see that a cultural problem?
People, you know, the families were left to walk on deaf ears. There was nothing. You know, nothing at all. The authorities would just brush it or dismiss it. I've sat in social services meetings where they've been very dismissive and doing victim blaming. There's a lot of that. We need to stop the victim blaming. We need to start calling a spade, but actually getting some solutions to the problems and getting some results out there.
Excellent, thank you. Sar Singh ji, the mint literally won. The Smart Centre's opening on Saturday. Sukhmani Sada Park, Maharaj is coming there themselves to start the whole program.
Without Maharaj and blessings, without Maharaj's blessings, the project won't get nowhere. So we need Maharaj's blessings. So, but along with Maharaj's blessings, we need the Sanghas and Jogs. So carry on supporting us, and we appreciate everything that you've done so far.
And we will be showing you more work that the Sikh Youth UK team had done, but now the Smart team have now taken as an umbrella body. They will be leading the projects. They will be leading the stings. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. As you don't understand, and holy, we're going to filter it through to the Sangat in mass once the structure and the network is in place to cater for what's going to be coming as a result of what we show you. Because jab tak structure nahi set up hunda, jab tak the model's not working, we need to tweak it, make sure it's working and benefits the whole community. And this is what that's beautiful about this is, because this whole Sangat supported is for the Sangat. No, it's an independent organisation that will be catering for the Sikh community at large to make sure that they can tackle the massive growing epidemic of grooming within the community by others. And if there are Sikhs that are doing it, also highlight and deal with. Not just talk about the problem, but all the solution we labna. This is what the Smart Centre will be doing. In the last 10 seconds, would you like to say something?
Just Sikh Youth Show each and every Wednesday, 9 PM on Sikh Channel. Make sure you tune in and let all your friends and family know.
Okay, Sar Singh ji, ito si Fateh Blondia, and we'll see you again next week at 9 PM. Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh.